Hello, everybody. It's your girl, dazzledattarot, and I'm back. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please give me a like. It puts me in the algorithm. Nothing big, doesn't cost anything. Just give me a like. And also comment so you can give me your feedback because I like feedback. I like discussions. I like things like that. And subscribe so you can know when I upload and when I go live. Put your notification bell on. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is go into my description box and it's down there. So I have a secret. Y'all know what it is? I'm a tarot advisor, right? But also I'm very intuitive, and I have been lately, because of the things I've been dealing with, I don't know, I've been kind of sort of, getting myself in a form of a meditative state and just letting my feelings and, things like that take over to the point where, not in a bad way, but in a way where I get to feel what's going on, right? And pick up and get downloads, right? So I've been looking at DJ Akademiks and the essay claims, right? So I've done a tarot reading on the situation before. And when I did do it, the one card that I remember, because I didn't look at the video for a long time, but the one card I remembered that I pulled was that King of Wands in the reverse. Now, if you don't know what the King of Wands is, the King of Wands is a major arcana, not major arcana, minor arcana court card, okay? And it's like a people card. They call it people, right? Because it's basically people is a person and what they act like in that moment, in a way, right? What they represent, right? In that way, right? So, upright, the King of Wands would be that go-getter, very career-oriented, very passionate, know what he's going after, very, untoxic, but masculine. You know what I'm saying? And an action-driven type person. You know what I'm saying? So, straightforward, too, when it comes to his passions and his careers, his relationships, his creativity. He knows what he's going after, right? In the reverse, though, what I got for DJ Akademiks with the King of Wands in the reverse, I got a person who is who does not, who is not, what is that called? Who is not sitting comfortable in their masculinity in a way that is toxic, right? He has toxic masculine traits. He is somebody, per the King of Wands in the reverse, that would argue with women, fight with women, treat women a certain way. He is someone who can be ego driven, can be all about self, and also he is somebody who would sit there and do certain things like run a train on a female, knowingly get them drunk, knowing they're in a situation where they can be taken advantage of, things like that. He would do things like that and blame that female for it. The King of Wands in the reverse would do that. Okay? So, and it was like you again, like I said, they do stuff like that to women. It's a almost like an inferiority complex. They have an issue with women. It's some type of woman in their past that may have done something to them, like their mother. If a man can't forgive their mom, they're never going to forgive you. Things like that. So when I got that for him, boom, I already knew what it was on his side. But for her, now this is a conversation that people will be upset at. Some people will. And this is a conversation that's not for the faint of heart. This is an 18 plus conversation. So if you have children, get them out the room when I'm talking, because I have to be blunt. I grew up with an Aries grandmother who was viciously blunt. My mom was a Taurus. She's blunt, but she's more loving when she says it. But my grandma just so I have that with that, stop playing. I when I have to tell the truth, I have to be blunt about the truth, right? And again, I'm doing something different, and I'm going to be picking up intuitively without tarot. And so what I had to do was that I did this video like 5 times before, but it's just that it seemed like every time I did a video, I got a download, and I'm like, I got to redo it and say something else and put something else into it, right? So then I thought to myself, let me erase all the videos and let me just sit back and get myself into a meditative state and just really allow the situation to come to me about these people. Now, per what both parties have said about what happened, right? You have DJ Akademiks on one hand, who voluntarily, nobody asked them to talk about it, talked about how, and the way he put it was that a female that he was messing with came over one day and he was drunk and he went to sleep, and it was two of his partners, two of his friends in the house. And when he woke up and he was escorting his friends out, his friend said the girl that came over was in the other room, and whoop de whoop. He goes and look at the surveillance camera, because he has surveillance cameras all over his house, and he seen that the girl was doing a threesome with his two friends, his two male friends. Now, people call it a gangbang because, and I'm just going to be honest, because it's a way to degrade what happened. When in fact, if you have, now outside of her situation, in a regular threesome where all parties are coherent, it's just a threesome. It's three consenting adults exploring each other's bodies, however they're doing it, whatever the case may be. But for some reason, people come into it because we've been taught to degrade women and to degrade the fact that a woman wants to be touched by multiple people and make it seem like a bad thing, but a man, it should not be a bad thing. I feel like if and I really do feel like, just to be fair, if we call a woman and we down her that bad because she would like to be touched by multiple people, then you have to also down the people who touched her. Because when having a threesome, just like having a twosome, when two people come together, it's an energy exchange. It's opening yourself up. You have either it be man, man, woman, 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 man, whatever it is. It's opening you guys up spiritually. So whatever dirt they got, you got. And so that it's the same thing 3 ways, whatever it is, right? So for me, I would never down anybody that does a threesome. I feel like if I have to down one, I have to down all, because all parties were doing it. So that's that. But back to the story. So he basically goes in there, sees her hair is all over the place. Her hair was sweated out or whatever the case may be, like she went swimming. And basically he said, well, what was you doing? And she said, well, we just had a good time. Based on what his recollection of the story was. Oh, well, we were just having fun. We was lit. What the whoop. And he was like, well, I know you had a threesome, with these guys, with my friends, and I don't think you use protection. You need to go get checked out. And she's like, oh, I didn't do a threesome. He's like, no, yes, you did. I have video proof that you did. The surveillance cameras with whoop. So she goes and she gets a rape kit done, and it is positive, as in she was having sex. So she wanted to see the video, and then something happened as far as he doesn't want her to see the videos. And then that led to a raid of his home, and they got whatever evidence that they could get. And then they seen the evidence, and they felt like it wasn't strong enough to charge him with anything. So keep that in mind, because after he said that, then the woman who is accusing him of that came out and was like, well, since you want to talk about it, to be honest with you, drunk or not, when I woke up, you was on top of me too. You raped me too, right? And she had the rape kit done, and she said she's going to tell her story, right? Fast forward, now there's a lawsuit. Now here's the thing: there's not a, I don't know, I don't think it's criminal. I don't think it's a lawsuit whereas though if he gets found guilty, he's going to jail. I think it's a lawsuit whereas though if he gets found liable, he has to pay money, right? So I think that's where that's at right now. But however, here's the truth, right? Here's a fact. You cannot have sex with anybody underneath the influence of anything, any drug, any alcohol, and it will be legally. It will be legal. It will not. Why? Because they cannot consent. They are not of sound body or mind, right? That's for one. Another truth is, she also said that the woman said that they knew each other for like 2 years, right? So to be honest, they were friends and fuck buddies. They were chilling. He was not exclusively dating her. She might not have been exclusively dating him. But what the truth is, they were fuck buddies and they were cool. And they were chilling how they chill. He probably gave her money, all types of stuff like that. That's the truth of it. And there's another truth, as because of how he presented in tarot, the truth is he may not have valued her in the sense of not letting certain things happen to her. You know what I'm saying? And also another truth is she went to a home where she's the only female, and you are in a home with a group of men who do not value you, who do not look at you as a little sis. They don't look at you as family. They don't look at you as part of the group. They don't look at you in the way that they will not try you. These men, honestly, I already know, and this is not just intuitive, this is fact-based, men will try you. You go into a home, you go somewhere and you're the only female and all of you guys are getting drunk and they don't view you as family and they looking at your body and stuff. Because what do you think might happen? Somebody is going to flirt with you. And because you're not taken serious by the guy that you came over house, they feel like you're fair game. I know that this may sound like I'm bashing, but I'm not. I'm not bashing her. I feel like whatever she gets from this as far as monetary, she deserves. And like I said in my previous reading, I think that he needs to give her an apology. Okay. Apologies and accountability need to be had, right? I also picked up that within this situation, DJ Akademiks was not asleep the whole time. Okay, he was not. He may have went to sleep when he got there, or he probably was not asleep when he got there. But I'm feeling that he was not asleep the whole time. I also feel like she's not lying when he was on top of her, right? I picked up that they had sex, and either these men, the other two guys, were already in the room watching, and they willingly allowed them to watch, and then they came in to participate, and both parties willingly allowed them to participate, or they walked into the room and both parties allowed them to participate. Either way, I feel like an energy of they were having sex already, and they were allowing these two friends to some type of watch, be a voyeur, right? I already feel like that happened. I also feel like at some point he did leave the room. He initiated and left the room and left her to his two friends while they're still having sex with her. I also picked up that she didn't like that. Even though she was in her altered state, she finished and they finished, she didn't like being left by somebody who she liked in a situation like that because she was comfortable to do it inebriated with him. Now, mind you, I'm not done, right? Because I'm just talking, right? And telling you what I picked up while I was really focused in and just letting my downloads come in. So, yeah, it was that part. And when she initially said that, oh, we were just having a good time and stuff, she was lying. She knew she had sex with those two people. Was she in the front seat mentally being inebriated? No, she wasn't. She was in the back seat, and she was drunk, right? Now, I'm pretty sure any tarot reader will tell you that, yeah, she was poisoned. Well, it's a thing called alcohol poisoning. You drink enough of it, you will get poisoned. And you can say that DJ Akademiks and his friends poisoned her. Well, if they're allowing you to overdrink, then technically they're taking the hand. They have a hand in poisoning you with alcohol poisoning. Okay? That's what I'm just picking up, right? And just being honest, right? So technically, when a reader would get that, well, instead of us just saying, "Oh, he roofied her," nah, he had to look at his house. He drink like that. It's already there. He just ain't gonna stop you because there's an ulterior motive there too. Because when you're drunk and you're inebriated, you're more likely to acquiesce to things that you really wouldn't do sober. Okay, and being, while you're drinking, you have to remember who you're drinking around. You're drinking around all these men who do not look at you as cis, okay? Part of the group, okay? Somebody that needs to be protected. If she drunk like that, go lay down. No. They're looking at you like your opportunity in that way. And if you get drunk enough, you're going to fuck. That's what it is, right? That's why we as women, and as men too, we need to really come up with a different strategy when it comes to jerking around people who like that, right? You don't need to be getting drunk around a group of people. I really don't feel that way, like you should be doing that, because I myself, everybody's been young. I've been drunk as shit around groups of people. Now, I had groups of people who were really my friends, and I was drunk around people who, you know, the minute I got drunk, the next day, y'all judged the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch yourself. And then I got drunk around people, and I wish I didn't do that, but tried to take advantage of me. People will take advantage of people who they feel like is altered. And that goes for anybody. So when I felt that way about this girl, I feel like she needs boundaries. I picked up the need for boundaries. Okay? This girl needed boundaries. Now, this is not to say this is her fault, because it's not. Because it takes, well, in this case, everybody participated in something. So you can't just blame her. No. And you cannot consent being underneath the influence of any narcotic or alcohol. You just can't. That's why I don't understand why people don't understand that. So, also, I already talked about him leaving the room and stuff like that. I picked up on that. I also feel like she was insulted when he told her that she needed to be checked out. Why? Because she was not using condoms with him, and he didn't stand up for her when they did it with her without a condom, and she thought it was okay. So it was the insults and the immediately calling me a whore, even though you initiated and you guys willingly participated and you guys was discovering my body and y'all was okay. I wasn't a whore when y'all was discovering my body. You know what I'm saying? It was the insults and it was the shame, the the shame of it, right? And also the fact that he had on video that bothered her the most. But also, can we talk about this on a spiritual level? On the spiritual level, we have to talk about drinking. And when we are drinking, we do know that people do black out. And people think that when you black out, you're going to sleep. No, that's not all the time. A lot of times, that's not most of the time. A lot of times, you will black out while being drunk and drinking and partying, and you will miss 10, 30, 50 minutes of your life, and you don't know what the fuck you were doing. But you were very active during the period of your blackout. Now, that is alcohol poisoning. That's part of alcohol poisoning. That's part of being inebriated. But on the spiritual level, you just jumped off your body. And you let whatever spirit or energy jump in your body and be you. That's what you did. So, on the spiritual level, that's what happened to her. On the spiritual level, that's what happened to DJ Akademiks. And that happens to DJ Akademiks a lot because he drinks a lot. Okay? He drinks a lot. Right? And his vibration gets lowered. Right? To the point where another lower vibration can attach itself to him, just like it attached itself to the girl, right? So, and I'm not gonna lie, also, when that happens, I mean, if it's a pleasure experience, that lower vibration is out for that pleasure. The person who took a back seat will feel the pleasure as well, and it's like a hidden thing, like, oh wow, this is like taboo. I'm not supposed to do this, but I want to do it because I'm not supposed to do it. Society tells me I'm not supposed to do this, and I'm supposed to be ashamed of doing this. But oh my goodness, I'm doing it, and it feels good. Yeah, because that spirit is making it, is seducing, and it's a lot with that, right? But that's what I'm picking up on it, right? Do I feel like the way he treated her after the fact was wrong? Yes. He should have been more caring about it. And the minute that she said she doesn't remember doing it, he should have pulled back, right? His outside of his ego, his problems with women, he should have just said, well, look, we all participated in a foursome. And I was drunk, you was drunk, they was lit. And because you were participating at one point, we just thought you was just drunk as shit. But you wanted to participate, so we did it. Even though at some points we should have pulled back, but we were not the best judgment of character and morality at the point either. So I can apologize for what I did, because you came to see me. You didn't come to see my friends. You see what I'm saying? So the role I played, he should have did that. And I don't think that this situation would have came like it came if he would have been more sensitive. But the King of Wands in reverse is not that sensitive. I also feel like, is she a victim? Yes, she is, because she's a victim of toxic masculinity. She's a victim of alcohol poisoning that she could have inflicted upon herself, right? She is a victim of not having boundaries. She is a victim of people taking advantage of her, right? Because when you don't have boundaries, people will take advantage of you. She's a victim of thinking that someone who does not see her in a way that will protect her, she's a victim of that type of person. Did they take advantage? Yes, because at the end of the day, no one can consent when inebriated. Matter of fact, to be more technical, everybody took advantage of everybody. That too. That did happen as well, in a way. Because if everybody was sober, would they have been emboldened to want to be in a situation like that with each other? Would everybody want to? No. And matter of fact, it speaks to the point that all three of them guys are bisexual. Okay? I pick up on that. And not only that, I always thought it was bisexual to do threesomes. Why? I mean, it's self-explanatory. Just imagine, right? It's bisexuality, that's for one. And you guys want to swap energies with different sexes. And it turns you on. It's deviant behavior in a way. Society calls it deviancy. But however, that's what happens. That Jezebel spirit gets on all y'all, that drunken spirit. There's a drunk spirit. I'm trying to tell you. And I don't think it's a necessarily like a particular spirit. I just think that when you lower your vibration, when you are inebriated and you jump out your body, it's like a beacon for lesser vibrations to come in. And I think that all of them allow that to happen. Okay, but that's why I kind of pick up on that. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about that, right? Because that's how I really, really, in my heart of the heart, felt what happened with this girl, unfortunately, and it's a hard lesson of building boundaries, okay, and having discernment, right? So, but was it wrong? Yes, it was wrong. But that's what I got for you guys. I love y'all for real. Tell me how I did about this. Yeah, peace. I turn this whole